A little bit today about the georeferenced maps on the Driving Through Time site and some of the potential that they offer for helping us to understand what happened at different points in the Parkway's history. I'm going to talk a little bit now about two maps that show something about the route that was preferred by the state of Tennessee for the Parkway in 1934 when there was a huge battle between Tennessee and North Carolina over the southern end of the Parkway. We have on the Driving Through Time site several so-called georeference maps pertaining to this story. Two of the most important ones are this map that was drawn up by the Tennessee State Highway Department showing their what they call the logical route for the southern portion of the Parkway, and this larger map drawn up by the National Park Service that actually showed a number of the different routes under consideration. And as you can see, in Virginia there were two different lines originally considered here, and then as you cross the state line, the part in contention in 1934 is what's in yellow and red here. Tennessee preferred the area in yellow, and North Carolina preferred the area in red, which passes Asheville and goes into the park just beyond Cherokee. So on the Driving Through Time site, we have these maps overlaid with current landscapes, and that does allow you to zoom in, see the two possible routes, and then adjust the transparency so we can examine the preferred Tennessee route in relation to current highways and landmarks and things that someone might recognize on the landscape. So for instance, if someone wanted to go out there and try to see in Unicoi or Irwin, Tennessee, what it would have looked like if the parkway had been built out that way, one would have a relatively good chance of trying to figure that out. And we can do the transparency adjustment on this map as well. But as you can see on the Driving Through Time site, we can only look at one map at a time. But all of our georeference maps are also possible to be opened in Google Earth, which offers the potential of combining several historic maps and adding in materials that you might find on other websites. And so just to show you what's possible here, I've downloaded these two maps over to Google Earth. We see Google Earth here. Here we've got North Carolina, Great Smokies and Shenandoah up here. And we have the Tennessee favored map right here. I've got that downloaded, that same little map. And as you can see, we can put on top of it the other longer map that we also just looked at. With either of those maps, or both of them, we can use Google Earth, similarly to the same way we worked on the Driving Through Time site, to zoom in. And we can also get, as we get closer, we can examine by adjusting the transparency. I'll show you that in a moment. We can begin to see where the parkway would have gone had it gone to Tennessee, had it gone the route that Tennessee preferred. So we get in a little bit closer here, and I will try to show you that. All right, as you see, the parkway would have come to Linville, North Carolina, where it presently comes. That's also shown on this larger map right here, but it would have turned northwest and gone across around the Roan Mountain area over into Tennessee, hugging the Tennessee-North Carolina line. And as you can see, we can adjust the transparency on either one of these, and we can begin to see the features in the current environment that lie near where the route was. One of those features that people often ask me about with regard to the potential Tennessee route is how it would have related to the Appalachian Trail. Well, here's where we can add in material that we've gotten elsewhere on the web. Here's a georeferenced line of the Appalachian Trail, and we can suddenly see in red where the Appalachian Trail lies. And we can begin to notice that here is Linville. If we cross around Roan Mountain, where the parkway would have gone into Tennessee, we're almost right on where the Appalachian Trail is now. Then a little diversion. Then you get on down a little further south, and you begin to see that there are also parts of the Appalachian Trail south of Unicoi, Tennessee, that lie quite close to where the parkway would have gone. So, you know, again, you have the possibility of getting out there on the land and possibly trying to see for yourself. Would it have been better if the Tennessee route had been chosen? Or did the federal officials do the right thing in picking the North Carolina route?